A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, Mustafar, the fire, the rage, a duel that destroyed a brotherhood and gave birth to Darth Vader. But in another timeline, it could have gone differently. What if Obi-Wan Kenobi never went to Padmé for answers, but to Ahsoka Tano for help? The one person who might still reach the man they both knew. From there, the path splits into endless possibilities, and this is just one of them. It's also my first video in this series, so if there are loopholes or things that don't quite line up with canon, I'm sorry, I'm just having fun. Now grab your lightsaber, settle in, and let's dive in. The sky outside was washed in deep amber. Another sunset. Another day without word. Padmé Amidala stood at the window, hands wrapped tightly around a cup of now-cold tea. Her eyes scanned the horizon as if the silhouette of a Jedi starfighter might cut through the clouds and bring her peace. But Anakin hadn't come home. Not yesterday. Not today. And not a single message. C-3PO stood nearby, clearly concerned, but unsure how to help. "Milady," he said gently, "perhaps the Jedi are simply overwhelmed? There has been so much chaos." "Anakin would never go this long without contacting me," she interrupted, voice tight. "Not unless something was wrong." Her hand dropped to her stomach, instinctively protective. The child growing inside her, their child, deserved more than silence and secrets. She turned away from the window and paced. "I tried to reach Obi-Wan. Nothing. I even contacted Bail. He hasn't heard from him either. What if something's happened to both of them?" A knock echoed through the apartment, soft but urgent. Padmé rushed to the door, but it wasn't Anakin. It was Bail Organa. His expression was grim. "Senator," she breathed, heart skipping. "Do you know where Anakin is?" I was hoping you'd know," Bail replied, stepping inside. "But something's going on. I don't like how quiet the Jedi have gone. And Obi-Wan, he left the temple right after seeing something in the archives. Wouldn't tell anyone where he was going." Padmé's heart pounded. "What did he see?" she asked, voice barely above a whisper. Bail hesitated. "I don't know, but he looked broken." She sat down slowly, as if the weight of the room had changed. "Anakin's hiding something," she said finally. "He hasn't been sleeping. He's been afraid. I thought maybe he was just worried about me, about the baby. But this—" her voice cracked. "I don't know who to trust anymore." C-3PO stepped forward, worried. "Perhaps Master Anakin is simply on a mission. He's done that before, hasn't he?" Padmé didn't answer. Her hand hovered near her comlink, as if sheer willpower could make it buzz. But it stayed silent. The sun dipped below the skyline, leaving the room in shadow. The speeder descended into one of Coruscant's forgotten districts, the kind Ahsoka Tano had called home for a while, long after walking away from the Jedi Order. Obi-Wan had no certainty she'd be here, only hope. He found her in a small, run-down hangar, quiet, save for the low hum of a dismantled ship she was repairing. Her back was turned, but she knew he was there. "You're the last person I expected to see," Ahsoka said, standing and brushing grease from her hands. "And that includes the people who've tried to kill me." Obi-Wan gave the ghost of a smile. But it didn't last. He looked older, like the weight of every failure he'd ever carried had finally caught up to him. "I need your help." Ahsoka tilted her head, brow furrowing. "With what?" He didn't speak right away. Instead, he pulled a small holoprojector from his robe and activated it. An image flickered to life, grainy, blue-tinted, but unmistakable. Anakin Skywalker kneeling before Chancellor Palpatine. No, not the Chancellor. The Sith. Darth Sidious. "You will be known as Darth Vader," the voice hissed. Ahsoka's breath caught. "No," she backed up a step. shaking her head. That can't be real. That's not Anakin. That's not—" Her voice broke. "I thought the same," Obi-Wan said quietly, "until I saw him, leading the purge, killing Jedi." He let the next words fall like a blade. "Even the younglings." Silence. The weight of those words was unbearable. The air itself seemed to freeze. Ahsoka stared down, jaw clenched, eyes wide with grief, fury, and something deeper. Guilt. "He needed us," she whispered. "He needed me. I left him." Obi-Wan closed the projector and stepped forward. "This wasn't your fault." "Yes, it is," she snapped, looking up at him with tear-brimmed eyes. "He trusted me. He loved me like a sister, Obi-Wan. Maybe if I had stayed, maybe if I—" "You could not have saved him alone," Obi-Wan said, his voice breaking slightly. "But perhaps you still can." That stopped her. "What do you mean?" "I tracked him. He's gone to Mustafar. Sidious sent him there to wipe out the Separatist leaders. After that, Obi-Wan didn't finish." Ahsoka's eyes narrowed. "You want me to come with you?" "I can't face him alone," he admitted. "But if anyone can reach him, it's you." A long, silent beat. She turned toward the hangar doors and stared at the stars. Then, "When do we leave?" The hum of the ship was the only sound for a while. Ahsoka sat near the viewport, arms folded tightly across her chest, her gaze locked on the streaking stars. She hadn't spoken since they jumped to hyperspace. Obi-Wan stood behind her, quietly watching. After a long silence, "He was more than just my student." She looked at him. Obi-Wan continued, voice low. "I loved him like a brother, but I fear I never truly knew him." Ahsoka's jaw clenched. "I knew him," she said. "I still do." There was something unwavering in her tone. It wasn't naivety. It was faith. Fragile, desperate, but real. "I don't believe he's gone," she added, softer. "Not completely." Obi-Wan nodded, almost imperceptibly. "I hope you're right." The stars slowed. Hyperspace faded. Mustafar loomed ahead, a broken planet, burning at the seams. The sky itself glowed red with fury. They said no words as the ship descended. They landed away from the facility's main platform. Smoke rose in the distance. The air shimmered with heat and the scent of scorched metal and ash. Ahsoka stepped out first. The heat hit like a wave, but she didn't flinch. "His ship's still here," she said. Obi-Wan joined her, eyes scanning the horizon. And then they heard it. Faint through the walls of the facility. A lightsaber igniting. A scream. A thud. Ahsoka didn't wait. She sprinted toward the entrance, and Obi-Wan followed without a word. They crept through the corridors, past bodies, droids, Neimoidians, all lifeless. Then, ahead, a massive hall. Anakin stood with his back to them, cloak billowing slightly, lightsaber still lit. He was breathing heavily, as if the rage still hadn't cooled. Ahsoka stepped forward. "Anakin." He didn't turn. For a long moment, nothing moved but the haze of heat. Then, "You shouldn't have come." Obi-Wan stayed back. This wasn't his moment. Ahsoka walked slowly toward him. "I saw what you did." "I did what I had to do," he said, voice low. "Dangerous." "No," she said. "You did what you were told to do. By him." Finally he turned. His eyes were no longer just Anakin's, but they weren't fully Vader's either. They flickered with something between torment and fury. "You don't understand, Ahsoka. He showed me everything. The Jedi would have let her die. Padmé." "You don't know that," she said gently. "I felt it," Anakin snapped. "They don't care. Obi-Wan didn't care. You left me. All of you." Her voice cracked. "I was trying to survive." "So was I," he whispered. His lightsaber lowered a little. "I wanted you with me," he added, eyes softening for a breath. "You, her. I could have saved all of us." "You still can," she said, taking a slow step forward. Behind them, Obi-Wan gripped his saber, ready, if needed. But he didn't ignite it. Not yet. Anakin's grip on his lightsaber loosened. It hummed low and steady, the blue glow casting cruel shadows on his face. "You don't understand," he said, quieter now. "I've seen what's coming. I've felt it. They were going to kill her. All of them." Ahsoka stepped even closer, just a few feet from him now. "And so you killed first?" Her voice was barely above a whisper. "Anakin, this isn't who you are." "I wasn't strong enough before," he replied, bitterness creeping into his voice. "But now I am. Now I can save her." Obi-Wan finally spoke, steady but worn. "By becoming the very thing she would never want you to be?" Anakin's head snapped toward him. Fury surged again. "Don't speak to me about what she wants. You were spying on us." Obi-Wan took a step forward, slowly. Hands raised, non-threatening. "I loved you, Anakin. We all did." "Then why wasn't anyone there?" Anakin roared. His saber flared again, fully raised. "Where were you when I begged the Council for trust? When they looked at me like a threat instead of a brother?" Ahsoka's voice trembled. "We were afraid. We didn't know what you were going through." "Exactly." His voice cracked. He looked at her, the blade lowering just slightly. "You should have stayed. You were the only one who really, I'm here now." Anakin blinked. Behind them, a low hum, the sound of a ship descending. They all froze. Ahsoka turned her head just enough to see. Her face paled. "No," she whispered. "She came." Anakin hears her too. "She wasn't supposed to follow me." He starts walking away, toward the doors. Obi-Wan blocks his path. "Don't do this, Anakin. Please." A beat, a heartbeat. "I wasn't doing any of this," Anakin muttered, almost to himself. "I just wanted time. Time to fix it all." "We still can," Ahsoka said, stepping to his side. "But not if you leave her terrified of you." He hesitates. Then the doors slide open, and Padmé stands there, breathless, stunned. Her eyes widen at the scene. Blue saber. Ahsoka. Obi-Wan. The ruins of what had once been. And Anakin. "Tell me this isn't what it looks like." Anakin turned, calm. Too calm. He lowered his saber slightly, eyes cold and unreadable. But there was no shame in his face. No fear. "Padmé," he said evenly, "you shouldn't have come." She stepped inside slowly, looking between him, Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, the flickering lights, the scorch marks, the silence. "What's happening?" she asked. "Why are you here? What are they doing here?" Anakin didn't answer right away. He just watched her, trying to read her like he used to. Then, with quiet certainty, "I did what I had to do." "Do what?" Her voice cracked. He took a few steps toward her, tone still composed. "End the war. Save the Republic. Save you." Ahsoka moved slightly, tense. "You killed people, Anakin. Younglings, Jedi. You betrayed everything you swore to protect." Anakin's jaw tightened. "Don't lecture me. You left. You ran away. You don't get to come back and judge me." "I didn't run," she shot back. "I was forced out. And so were you. By Palpatine." His expression darkened. "He's the only one who's told me the truth." Padmé shook her head, tears slipping freely now. "This isn't you. You're sick, or confused, or—" "No," he said, stepping closer. "This is the first time I've ever seen clearly." He turned toward Obi-Wan, lightsaber reigniting with a snap hiss. "You came here to kill me." "I came here to stop you," Obi-Wan replied, steady. "Then you're a traitor too." "Anakin," Padmé whispered. His gaze flicked back to her. For a heartbeat, something flickered, something real. but it didn't last. "Don't you see?" he said. "I can bring peace. I can protect you. We don't have to hide anymore. We don't have to lose anyone else." Padmé took a step back. "I don't want power, Ani. I just wanted you." His face twisted, hurt, twisted into resentment. "Then you should have stood with me." The air was heavy. Smoke, heat, tension. Anakin's eyes shifted between them. Ahsoka, guarded but pleading. Obi-Wan, sorrow behind his stance. Padmé, barely holding herself together. No one moved. Then Anakin ignited his saber. Not out of malice, out of panic. "Don't come any closer." Obi-Wan held his ground. "I don't want to fight you, Anakin." "You already have," he snapped. "You brought her here, both of you. You're trying to take her away from me." Padmé stepped forward, tears in her voice. "Anakin, no one's taking me from you." "You're afraid of me." His voice cracked. Silence, because she was, just a little, and that shattered him. With a yell, he lunged, not at her, at Obi-Wan. Sabers clashed, sparks flew. Obi-Wan defended, not attacking, just deflecting. Ahsoka ignited hers, twin blades whirling, but she hesitated. "This was Anakin. Stop!" she cried. He drove Obi-Wan back. "You left me. You lied to me. Strike. You let them turn her against me." Clash, Obi-Wan stumbled, nearly falling. Anakin raised his saber high. Padmé screamed. "Anakin, stop!" He froze, Obi-Wan beneath him, motionless. And Padmé? She wasn't running. She wasn't drawing a weapon. She was crying. "Is this who you are now?" She whispered it. Like a secret she didn't want to believe. Anakin looked at his hands. The saber. His breath trembled. He stepped back. Ahsoka moved in, slowly, putting herself between them all. No aggression, no judgment. Padmé's voice cut through the tension. "Is this really what it's come to?" She didn't shout. That made it worse. The quiet broke him more than anger could have. He didn't answer. He stepped back, lowering the blade, not out of peace, but hesitation. His knuckles were white around the hilt, his jaw locked. Something behind his eyes flickered. Not guilt? Not yet. But confusion. Doubt. You tried to protect what you love. And in doing that, you're destroying it. He didn't even look at her. "I had no choice." Obi-Wan, still kneeling, wiped blood from his lip and finally stood. "You always had a choice." Anakin turned to him slowly, blade still ignited. "No. You all just made me believe I didn't." And there it was, the core of it. Not madness, not pure rage, just years of pressure, betrayal, silence, breaking all at once. A beat of silence. Then the ship shakes. A low rumble. Mustafar's surface beginning to crack. A storm on the edge. Padmé reaches out, not to stop him, not to run. "Then come home. Let's fix it." His eyes flick to hers. Wide, almost boyish again. He wants to. Anakin stood still. The fire didn't crackle loud enough to mask his breath. Shallow, unsteady. He turned from them both, staring out the long window. Ash blew in the wind like snow. "I killed them." Ahsoka said nothing. "The Separatists, the Jedi, the younglings." Padmé inhaled sharply. Her hand clutched her stomach, but she stayed standing. "You..." "What?" "They would have taken everything from me. I had to end it before they could." The blue saber still hummed, still alive in his hand. But it pointed at nothing now. "You became what you feared." Anakin turned sharply to him. "No attack. I became what I had to. You wouldn't understand. You never did." "That's not true." He looked between them. All of them. People who loved him once. Maybe still. That uncertainty gnawed at him more than their judgment. "If you're really still in there, Anakin, come back with me. And face what I've done. We'll face it together." A long silence. His hand trembled. The saber hummed louder, then lowered. He deactivated it and fell to his knees, but not in weakness, not in surrender, in exhaustion, in devastation. I don't know how to come back. Anakin's saber was no longer lit. The red of Mustafar reflected in his eyes, but there was no hatred in them now, only disbelief, guilt, fear. Ahsoka didn't move. Neither did Padmé. Obi-Wan lingered just behind them, torn, uncertain if he'd need to step in or if hope still lived in the silence. Cautiously, Padmé stepped forward, her hand raised halfway between pleading and reaching. "If you come with us now," she said softly, "there's still time to stop this, before it's too late." Anakin shook his head, small, broken, almost like a boy again. "It's already too late," he muttered. "You don't understand what I've done." His eyes didn't meet theirs. "I didn't just follow orders. I wanted this. I wanted the power to protect you." The words hung in the air like smoke. Ahsoka stepped closer, voice steady but pleading. "Then prove it meant something. Use that power now, to stop more death." A long pause. He finally looked up, haunted. Would they even let me live? Obi-Wan stepped forward, quiet and honest. "I don't know," he said, and he meant it. "But I do know this," he continued, his voice low. "If you stay here, if you run, it's over. You'll become exactly what Sidious wanted." At that name, Anakin flinched, as if the word itself burned. Padmé moved nearer, eyes shining with unshed tears. "You still have a choice, Anakin," she said. "It's not too late to make the right one." He looked at them, at Ahsoka, at Padmé, at Obi-Wan, his family, what little remained of it, and then, slowly, painfully, he reached out and took Padmé's hand. No one breathed. Behind them, Obi-Wan's grip on his saber loosened. "I want to fix this," Anakin whispered. "And that's where we'll leave this timeline. For now. But what do you think happens next? Does Anakin truly come back? Or does the darkness still win in the end? What would the galaxy look like if this moment had gone differently? And beyond that, what other what-if moments in Star Wars could have changed everything? Would you save certain characters? Let others live longer? Stop one key decision from ever happening? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm reading every single one. Who knows? Your idea might just become the next alternate Star Wars story I bring to life. Until then, may the Force be with you.